So for the past couple of years, I've received a number of emails and comments from people wanting to know how we find the abandoned mines that we do, and also people interested in filing claims on some of the abandoned mines that we find and how they might find mines to be able to do that and have a mine of their own. So I'm putting this video together, and I'm using a mine that we spent 2 years looking for to sort of demonstrate to you all the different techniques that we've used to find a mine. And this massive hunt that we did for this mine is useful in the sense that it shows off all the different techniques that we used to find a mine, because it literally took all the different techniques we used to find a mine to get to this final mine. And so I'm going to walk you through some of the things I did in the search for this mine, and then I'll show you the mine when we actually found it. And so hopefully some of you can derive some value out of this. Those of you that just want the techniques and such can watch that part, and those of you that are just interested in the mines, you can skip ahead a bit and just see the mine itself in case you're curious about it. Now, I first found out about this mine when a historian friend of mine showed me pictures, historical pictures of a mine, and they were labeled Hard Luck Mine. Now, that got the ball rolling and started this whole search that you're going to see in the video. What's funny though is that the mine in the pictures is actually not the mine we were looking for or the mine we wanted to find. The label was very misleading because it turns out that the Hard Luck Mining Company owned a number of mines in the area, and we've actually already visited the mine that was in the pictures, and it's so degraded and destroyed that we didn't even recognize it. So the pictures we were seeing were actually not the mine we're looking for. There was a confusion there, but that's what got the ball rolling, and sometimes life is random like that, and random things like that will start a whole chain, and in this case, it set us looking for a mine that ended up being different than what we expected it to be, but still started this huge search. So, with that out of the way, let's talk about this mine and finding abandoned mines. It's easiest to start with a simple Google search or Bing or DuckDuckGo, whatever your favorite search engine is, to see what comes up. Try including the name of the state, country, county, as much other detail as you can for the area you're interested in for relevant results. One useful site in this early stage of research is the diggings.com, and I will post a link in the description below. And this site has a lot of mining information, both historical and contemporary. Unfortunately for us, our mine was not in the database. Well, the name was, but it was in relation to another mine, not the one we really wanted. What are you going to do? Okay, the Google search didn't reveal anything useful. And so in that situation, my next step is to go online to a website called caltopo.com, which offers online topographic maps. And it's free, so don't worry about that. And it also offers topographic maps in more places than just California. They've got Nevada and everywhere else too. It just happens to be called caltopo.com. And I think the maps they have are great. I think they're a lot more clear than the USGS website that's also got topographic maps, but it's really hard to see them. And what you do is you just kind of scan around looking for the names of the mine. You can see the names of all kinds of mines here. And so just scan around and look for the mine you're interested in. And who knows, you might find a mine that you didn't even know was there and you're interested in. And what you can do with this website is you can zoom way in. You'll see I'm zooming in now. I mean, ordinarily wouldn't necessarily want to zoom in this much, but I'm just demonstrating to you how much you can zoom in with this site. And this is a lot more than you can do with any other online topographic maps that I found. I really like this site. I have no connection to it. I'm not getting paid to say that. I just happen to really like it. Again, I'm zooming way out now. You can see, you can cover a pretty broad area. You want to move around, cover a lot of ground, zoom in, zoom out, whatever you want to do. Anyway, you want to find a mine. This is a great way to do it. You can scan around, look for a particular mine. You can troll around and just see what's out there. If you look in the upper right corner, you can see that GPS coordinates are changing. So when you find a site you want to go check out, you just hover over it and it'll give you the GPS coordinates for it, and you can go check it out. There are a lot of mines out there, you guys, and you'll find a lot of interesting stuff on the topographic map. So this is a great place to start. Even if you're not looking for a specific mine, just finding mines in general, this is probably the #1 way to do it. You'll find some cool stuff. Unfortunately for me, there was absolutely nothing about the hard luck mine. No hard luck mines anywhere near the area we're looking for. So it was on to the next step, unfortunately. Sometimes things don't always work out the way you expect them to, or want them to. Okay, the next thing to try is the Mineral Resources Data System, or MRDS. If you just Google MRDS, it'll bring up the USGS site. And this is another way to look for mines that you're interested in. You can look in the US, you can look globally, you can look by commodity, in other words, gold, silver, whatever you're interested in. And something that's very useful about the MRDS site, hosted by the USGS, is that there is an attachment you can download that will provide an overlay on Google Earth. So here is my Google Earth, and I've uploaded the data from MRDS onto this, and as you can see, it's got a bunch of mine symbols on it now. And if you hover over those mines, it'll give you the name of the mine that's there. Bonton Consolidated, Poor Boy Consolidated, Iowa Shaft, different mines that you might be interested in. And when you hover over the mine that you want, say for example the Jumbo mine right there, it'll show the GPS coordinates down there. You can plug those into a GPS and it'll take you to the site that you're interested in. One problem: this data is notoriously inaccurate, and so you should really view it as a loose guide, but sometimes the mine can be a kilometer or two away from what's indicated here. So basically just treat this as a way to narrow your search down and to help you get a little closer to a specific mine you're looking for. Now, in our case, the hard luck mine is supposed to be that one there. And so we went and got to that particular site. And like I said, not very helpful sometimes. Again, it's something to narrow the search down, but not to lead you to the site exactly where it is. Now, sometimes it will lead you to the exact site. A lot of times it doesn't. So take it with a grain of salt. In this particular case, it was literally miles away from where the actual mine site was. So, but it's another trick to try. It's another tool in your toolbox. Next, time to hit the books. There's a lot of information in these books that you will not find online. Additional details that will give you some clues, sometimes even more specific locations than you'll find online. If you put the time in, you can get some really good stuff out of them. And fortunately, that proved to be the case as well in this situation, because in this book, I finally found a reference that was useful. And what I found was a description of the Hard Luck Mining District. And this book quoted a newspaper article that described it as follows. Quote, "This is the decidedly tough name of a mining district now springing into importance between the Mount Pleasant and Buchanan ranches at the head of Rock Creek." Now, to most of you that won't mean anything, but to us that meant a lot, because we know that creek, and it was in the general area of where we were told the mine was located. And so that gave us a very specific place to start looking. And so we did exactly that. Man, I have been fighting through this brush all day, and there isn't anything down here except a bunch of mosquitoes. Nothing. Nothing at all. Sometimes things don't work out the way you want them to. Another really useful tool is to use Google Earth or Google Maps to just troll across the landscape and to look for features that might be interesting or relevant. This is really a great way to do it as well. There's a lot of stuff that you can spot through the satellite imagery that you will not necessarily see indicated on a topographic map. It's a way to sort of check the topographic map as well. In case you see something that looks great on the topographic map, you can check it out online and see, you know what, there's actually nothing really there. So just to sort of give you an example of how this works, you just go to the area you're interested in, just sort of scan over it. You probably want to zoom in more than this. I'm just sort of doing this to give you some sense of scale. You can see now I'm zooming in on a waste rock pile. I happen to know this particular site, and there is indeed a mine up top there. But that's the thing, you just sort of scan through and just look for things like that. You can follow roads along. Usually roads go somewhere. In this case, we're following the road along, and see there's another dirt road there heading off on the left. And so if we zoom in on that, you'll see that there's a building down there. And that's exactly the kind of thing you want to look for. You want to scan around, look for buildings, look for waste rock piles, that kind of thing. You'll find some good stuff that way, and save yourself a lot of hassle as well, because you don't want to drive for hours to get someplace only to find that it's been bulldozed or there's nothing left there at all. Now, obviously it's a lot easier to do this in the state of Nevada or another desert state. This is a mine in Nevada, and it's just so much easier. You can see, you know, I'm zooming in on, I don't even need to zoom in that much. I mean, just going around, you can see the waste rock piles just pop out at you. Zooming in now, just showing you an example of some waste rock piles, some adits apparently coming off of them. You know, structures just pop out at you. You can see shafts really clearly there. It's just so much easier to do this in Nevada. So, yeah, get busy with Google Earth in Nevada or another desert state if you want to find a lot of cool stuff. Now, in our case, we have a mine that is not indicated on any topographic maps or any maps at all. And so what we did is we just trolled through Google Earth, just looking for buildings, roads, anything that could help narrow the search down for us or look like it could be a mine. And unfortunately, we didn't find anything, because one of the downsides of Northern California or Oregon or someplace like that is that you've got a lot of forest and vegetation and steep canyons, and it can be really hard to get a view on things through the vegetation or through the distortions of the canyons and things like that. So Google Earth is useful, it can be very helpful, but it's not foolproof. I would definitely recommend it. I don't want to bash it. I would definitely recommend it because you can really do a lot of cool things, find a lot of cool sites with it, but it's not always 100%. Again, there's no substitute for actually being on the ground. Now, the books and stuff are great, the online stuff's great, but there's really no substitute at all for actually being there on the ground. You'll find stuff you didn't expect to find, stuff you didn't even know was there, and you'll really be able to answer a lot of questions. I mean, you see stuff online sometimes, you know, through Google Earth or whatever, and you think maybe that could be something, maybe it's not. There's just, you got to go there. It's just all there is to it. You've got to actually go out there in the field and see what's actually there. Maybe, you know, something that looks easy, like an easy hike online, is actually incredibly difficult, or vice versa. You know, a stream that's full may be dry, a lake that's full may be dry. You got to go in person. That's what I'm trying to say. You've just got to go in person. Okay, so by this point, we've got a decent idea where the mine is. We know the general area where it is. It's just about covering ground now. And the drone can be a big help with that. You don't have to fight through rivers and blackberries and brush and things like that when you can just send the drone overhead. And obviously the drone can move a lot farther and faster than we can. So Chuck and I went out and yeah, we covered a lot of ground on our own, but we also sent the drone out and covered even more ground with that. So, you know, if you have no idea where to look, the drone's not going to do any good. But if you've got a rough idea where to look, the drone can be a big help in that. So, chasing false leads, drones, Google Earth, we threw everything at this and just didn't find it yet. And so it just became a matter of systematically going through, you know, breaking a map down into a grid and just going grid by grid and just narrowing down where this thing could be. And as always, that involves actually being on the ground. Is there anything back there?
I didn't see anything there.
Nothing at all, huh?
Nothing, completely nothing. Just a bunch of brush and I'm hot and it's all sticky and everything. Oh my god, it sucks.
Well, I've got good news for you.
What is that?
Because of what you just went through, I'm going to upgrade you from intern mine explorer to junior assistant mine explorer. So, word of mouth. Very, very important. Some of the best mines that we have found have all been through word of mouth. Not all of them, but many of the best mines we've found have been through word of mouth. Because you can't beat that local knowledge. And there's no way that you, by yourself, can know an entire area perfectly. There's always going to be somebody that knows a certain area better than you. So don't neglect that, because that's a great resource. In this case, it benefited us because I spoke to another historian friend of mine, and she had actually visited the Hard Luck Mine in the 1990s. Now, she didn't remember how to get there, didn't really know where it was. She gave us a general idea of where it was located, which is where we'd already gotten to. I mean, we already knew it was in that area that she told us, so that information was not helpful. What was helpful is that she described walking down a steep canyon and walking on a road that was completely overgrown. And so that helped a lot because we've been doing a grid search in the area that we knew the mine was in, and her describing walking down the steep canyon eliminated a huge section of flat area. And so we're really able to focus the search now at that point. One other detail is that she actually had photographs of how the mine looked in the 1990s. And with those pictures, we were able to see what was there and to know that what we were doing was worthwhile. There were still big cement structures in the photographs, and she said the adit was open. More importantly, at least in this context, was that we could see that it was in a thickly forested area. There were a lot of trees around. And so that allowed us to eliminate another area that was more open and grassy and such. And so the photographs helped a lot, especially when combined with information about going down the canyon. And so eventually all of that led to this. Okay, I've got the remains of what I believe was a cabin here up above where we think the mine is. You can see all the remains of the mattresses and such there. This was obviously a wood stove. I don't know if you can see the hole in the front there, but there was a wood stove made out of a barrel. Okay, that is what's left of one of those Union Carbide containers. From the look of it, it looks like it's got cement in it, but I think that was originally a Union Carbide container, which makes me optimistic that we could be on the right track, especially because I've seen lots of things like this, and there's some barrels up there. We may finally have gotten this one. That is cement, dude, and the trees seem to match as well. 2 years in the making, we may have finally got it. Hell yeah. How long? Oh yeah, this is definitely it. This is it, man. This whole cement thing is all the portal.
Holy crap. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Dude, that is crazy fucking thing I've ever.
That is, yeah, that portal is wild. Well, you got your light with you?
Yeah. Is it? Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. God damn it.
That's cool. See the, is it 38, I think? 51.
Wait, listen.
Yeah, there's running water up here.
Listen. I have never seen anything like this.
Me neither.
I mean, literally, I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, me neither. This is a very unique mine. I hope it doesn't completely collapse right there.
It looks like it does. But
Yes.
I mean, I'm hoping it doesn't.
Oh, that's track. That's big track. You see that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, totally. Oh my god.
Man,
They blow it shut?
it looks like it, doesn't it?
That's pop, dude. They blew that.
Yeah, I don't think that was natural.
Holy crap.
Yeah, we're not getting through that, bud. Unfortunately, look at that.
That's a
Man. You see how it's all cemented up from this angle? I mean, that's just
yeah, dude, it's
wild.
Aaron let the electricity come in and run in from the top.
Oh, yeah. I missed that.
Where the lagging was, they had, I guess they had lagging up there or something. It looks like they have.
Yeah. Can you tell which is which?
That's air for sure.
Okay.
That one's air for sure.
For like the drills and stuff?
Yeah, they might both be air actually.
Hard to say, because you got the ventilation
Yeah,
here.
ventilation. I think they're both air actually. And I don't know what they run electricity at. They definitely had electricity. They had to have electricity.
Oh, yeah.
Here, dude.
Mine, that's modern for sure.
Oh yeah, there's a socket for a light bulb.
Yeah, I saw that in the way in.
So obviously we did a good size gauge track there.
Yeah, I mean, it was just with the water coming out, I can tell you it was a big mine. The portal starts there and runs all the way way over there to the creek almost. Did you find the road? Did we come in the wrong way? Well, we can try going out that way. Okay, cool. I guess we, as usual, we came in the hard way, huh? There's Mr. McBride up there, walking on top of the huge portal, just to give you an idea how long that thing is. I'm glad you're up there, man. It gives it scale.
This is insane.
You know, I've seen a lot of mines now, but I've never seen anything like this.
I've never seen anything like this.
Slab carries out this way, too.
Yeah, there's definitely more than one waste part, you know.
That pile extends all the way down the ravine, doesn't it?
Look at this, there's buildings over here too.
Really?
Yeah, these tailings are what washed out.
Yeah, I mean, the pile kept going, didn't it, down this way?
Yeah, it went all the way over here.
All right, we'll go head over there and check that out. The conveyor would have taken the ore right out of the mine and straight to the mill.
Right here, the belt right here.
You find the belt up there, too?
I mean, if it didn't go to the mine, it went
Oh, yeah.
far. I mean, where the rollers go?
Good question. That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, see, it's all elevated.
Yeah, we're up on sort of an elevated platform here.
Holy shit.
It runs right under here. Keeps going through here. Interesting. So all this infrastructure must have been to support the conveyor. You see this here? This looks kind of like a drill bit, a bent drill bit right here.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is a bent drill bit.
I like that pile goes all the way down the hill there too. This is a big mine. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of stuff down here.
Yeah, these are cubes, dude. These are ore cubes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh, these buildings keep going, don't they? Oh wow.
I think this is just. I think this is tailings. Look at how fine it is.
Huh.
This is the mill right here, dude.
Yeah, they've got another big cement foundation down there too. All right, well, that means we got to go down there.
Duh.
It's a big operation.
Dude, they didn't tear this down, dude. These fell down.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think many people know this is here. All kinds of stuff down here. It's a multi-story structure. You see how tall these are?
It's definitely, it's got three levels. See down there, down below that, it's still got a level 2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. So I'm on the middle level now. There's a fair amount of wood up here. Mr. McBride's getting harassed by insects down there. Man, I'm so glad we found this. There's a good view down on large mounts for something.
What's up? Here's your door. There's your door and everything in the ore chute.
Yeah, you're right. That is really cool. The door is still
That's your
there.
hopper and. So maybe it could have been like an ore bin or something up there, you know, like separator, like I said.
Yeah, well, yeah, you put that big pad there too. That cement pad.
I mean, dude, these foundations are enormous.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of concrete, dude.
There's a bunch of metal and stuff down the creek there. And then I'm standing on one waste rock pile. And there's another waste rock pile there. This is all slate. And so I imagine they punched through all this slate to get to the plaster. And so they dumped all the slate on this side, the left side of the portal, and took the good stuff down that way to the mill.
I mean, what else would it be for?
I don't know, man.
Yo, goddammit, you're the engineer.
Yeah, exactly, man. You're the one supposed to know this stuff. All of that, and we couldn't even get underground in the end. It's okay, though, because what we had to go through to find this mine it turned out to be a great way to demonstrate to you all the different things that we do in order to hunt down an abandoned mine. Now, usually it's not this much work, but in this case it worked out for the best because I was able to show you all these techniques and such that we use. And as much as I love historic mines in and of themselves, that's not all there is. It's also about being outdoors with your friends. It's about the exploring. It's about the adventure of it. There's more to it than just the mines and documenting the mines. As important as I think that is, as much as I love it. Now, if you thought that all of that looked like a lot of work and it's difficult to find abandoned mines, well, you're right. And for those of you looking for abandoned mines to file a claim on so you can have a mine all of your own, well, that's even harder. There's an easier way, though. Now, before I launch this next bit, I want to put a disclaimer out there. I'm about to talk about a company. I'm not being paid by that company, and I have no connection to that company. I just think that what they do is cool, and I happen to like the personalities behind the company. So, with that said, now the company I'm talking about is called Gold Rush Expeditions, and I'll put a link to their site in the description below. And what they do that I think is cool is their surveyors will go out and find abandoned mines. And when they find what looks like a promising abandoned mine, they will go through filing the paperwork and such to establish a claim, and then they will sell those claims. And so if you go to their website, you can find all these claims for sale on abandoned mines. There's a whole host of abandoned mines that you can have for yourself. You can control an abandoned mine for yourself. The beauty of that is that somebody else has already done all the work. You don't have to dig that tunnel or anything like that. Somebody else has already done it. So you can take over that mine. I think what Gold Rush Expeditions is doing is cool because they find a lot of really interesting historical mines that have been essentially forgotten. And when there's an active claim, the BLM and the Forest Service can't come in and destroy a site. And so Gold Rush Expeditions is preserving these sites and offering people a way to have their own claim, their own mine, and they can actually find some gold and make some money. So that seems like a win-win all around. So again, I don't have any connection to the company. I'm not making any money off that. I just think it's cool that they do that. Go to their website. You can see the whole list of mines for sale. They're interesting. It's just interesting seeing the pictures and the videos, if nothing else. You don't even have to be a miner. I mean, it's interesting to see it and see what's available. And it's kind of cool to think about the fact that you could actually buy one of these. And if you do buy a claim through Gold Rush Expeditions, they'll help you with all the paperwork and the claims stuff that you've got to deal with. I don't know anything about that kind of stuff, so that would be good for somebody like me. Maybe you don't know a lot either. They'll help you out with that. So again, I think it's a cool company. It's a way for the average person that doesn't necessarily know a lot about mining to have an abandoned mine of their own. How cool is that? So hopefully this video helped a few people, answered some questions, made things a little easier for people. I hope it helped. If you thought this was interesting or useful or in any way beneficial, please click that like button. It always helps.